Hello friends, welcome to TrichTech Institute, and in today's Automation with Ansible series we will be discussing about how to manage the Ansible configuration files. So after this session you will be able to describe Ansible configuration file location. So what are all places you can find Ansible configuration file. Then you will be able to describe Ansible configuration file syntax, so how they look, what all options are there, and also you will be able to create Ansible configuration files and apply changes to default settings, so you can tweak the configuration as per your requirements. So let's move ahead. So configuring Ansible you can do either using etc ansible.cfg file. So this is the default file, and this file contains all type of Ansible configuration options. So if you want to use this file you can use it, and then it will be applicable for all the users who will be using Ansible, not only root, it can be applicable to a normal users also. Then you have the second option to put an Ansible configuration file inside your user's home directory. So if you are putting this file, then this file will be applicable for particular that user. So whatever configuration or custom configuration you will be putting in this file, that will be applicable to that user. Now the next method is using an Ansible configuration file locally available inside the current directories. Like suppose if you are running some Ansible playbooks, we will be discussing what is playbook later. So that playbook you put it in /tmp/ansible test, that is the directory probably. Then in that case you will be putting ansible.cfg inside that directory. So in that case Ansible will be taking the configurations from that Ansible configuration file. And please note, this is advised to use or put your configuration file inside your current directory, not use your home directory Ansible file or your etc ansible.cfg file. Now there is one more method available, that is you define a variable called Ansible_config, where you specify your Ansible configuration file location. Now why you will do this? Now think about the previous method where you put your local Ansible configuration file in a current directory. Now if you are having one or two Ansible playbook, in that case that is fine, manageable, you can manage the configuration files. Now think about you are doing hundreds of playbook. So managing those hundreds of playbook and their configuration file is a tedious work. So in that case, if you are using the same configuration type for that particular user, what you do, you make a global configuration file and then you define that value in Ansible_config variable, so that will be applicable for all the playbooks that user will be running. So in that case, here if you see, I am putting a number. So using this Ansible config, that is the number 1, then using local directory Ansible, that is 2, then home directory, that is 3, and then etc Ansible, that is 4. So what is this number? So this is the precedence. So if you have defined this Ansible config variable, your Ansible will not look for any other configuration file. So this is the highest priority. If this is not there, then Ansible will look for your local directory ansible.cfg file. If that is available, it will not look for any other Ansible configuration file. If that is also not there, then it will look for your home directory Ansible file and it will take the configuration from there. And if that is also not there, then only it will go and look into etc ansible.cfg. So your etc ansible.cfg is the lowest priority, whereas your Ansible_config variable is the highest priority. So if you have all these 4 files available, still it will take from the variable, not from any other 3 files. So how you will know which configuration file your Ansible is picking up? In that case, you just run the command ansible hyphen version. So in that case, you will see the ansible version. Along with that, you will see your config file location. So you can see in my current example what the screenshot I have put. In that config file location is /home/3dbase/bin/ansible_test, then /ansible.cfg. That means it is the third type of Ansible configuration file, that's whatever in my current directory. So this is taking from my current directory configuration file. So like this you can understand which configuration file your Ansible is picking up, and accordingly you make the changes. Now moving to the next item, how you can manage settings in configuration file. So what are all kind of settings you have in configuration file? So there is one section that's called default. So most of the configuration settings comes under default, like what will be your remote user, whether it will ask you password or not, whether to use sudo or not, those kind of things. Then you have privilege escalation. So privilege escalation comes into picture when you connect to your managed host and whatever operations you want to do, that is not possible via whatever user you are connecting. Like suppose you are connecting via user like Ansible admin, that is a normal user, and you need to run some commands for which you need a root credential or permission. So in that case you use the privilege escalation, where it will define like whether you can do sudo or not, means privilege escalation. So to do privilege escalation, what kind of method you will use, whether sudo or whatever, what will be your the root, means user to target, like whether it will be root or some other user. So those things will be defining in privilege escalation. Then you have three more options: Paramico connection, SSH connection, and accelerate. So these three parts are mainly defined for your connection enhancement and how to properly manage those, like how many concurrent connections to happen when you run the Ansible. So this is one advantage. If you have seen our first episode where I was telling, this is the advantage of Ansible, where you can run the similar type of commands or modules on multiple servers at the same time parallelly. So those kind of configuration you will be setting up here. Then you have few more options like AC Linux. This is the section which deals with AC Linux type of options. And then to see this kind of options, what all options we are available, if you forget also not a problem, you can go and always check in your etc ansible ansible.cfg file, and these sections you can see will be defining under square brackets, as you can see in the screenshot, like square defaults, then square inventory, then again square bracket close. So like this kind of sections you will be having. Now moving ahead, so you know what all sections you have in your configuration files, and you know what all things you need to use. Now how you can use them? So for that you need to know how you can establish the connections with your managed host. So what all things you need to take care in your configuration files so that you can have a successful connectivity with your managed host and have the desired operations carried out. So for that you should know first where the inventory file you have that contains the list of managed host and host group. So if you've seen our previous video where we were showing you the inventory files, so and then so you should know that location. So mostly what we do, we create a static inventory file and keep it in our current directory with the name inventory. So in that case you need to define that inventory file name and location in your configuration file. Then second thing, you should know which connection protocol to use to communicate with the managed host. So if you are connecting to Linux managed host, by default it takes SSH connection, but if you are doing for Windows then SSH will not work, then you need to change it to WinRM. So that thing you should know which protocol you can use or whether to use any custom port to connect them. Then third thing, you should know which remote user to use to connect to the managed host. So if you don't define this, so whatever user you will be running Ansible in your control server or from where you are running the Ansible, it will try to connect with the same user on your managed host. Now suppose you are connecting as a user called student, and that user may not be available in your managed host. So in that case it will fail. So you should know which user to target in your managed host to log in to them. Then you need to know whether if your remote user is unprivileged, like suppose you are connecting as a student user and that don't have any admin privilege. So in that case you should know whether Ansible should try to escalate the privilege to root or some other user, and how to do that. Now suppose you want to run LV create. So LV create cannot be done by student user, you need to do it with root. So in that case Ansible should know it has to privilege its escalation to escalate its privileges to root, and how to do, whether use sudo or something, that you need to define. And last thing, you need to know whether it should ask you for a password. So now suppose you are connecting to a managed host via SSH. So if you have set up passwordless authentication, in that case you need to define that in your Ansible, so that Ansible don't ask you for password, else it will fail. Or suppose you didn't set up that passwordless authentication, so in that case you need to define in your Ansible, like it should prompt you for a password where you will type the password and then it will use that password to authenticate to the remote host. Similarly for sudo, now for sudo you may have a sudo privilege, but there you have to provide the password. So in that case you should define the same thing in your Ansible. So when it will try to escalate its privilege to sudo, to root or whatever, it will ask you for password. Else if you have passwordless sudo protocol set for your particular user, in that case you define it should not ask you for password. So once you are done with this thing, then you see how the configurations actually looks in your configuration file. So you know inventory you need to define, and how to connect, what protocol to use, or what user to connect, or whether to use root or not, privilege escalation. So now how you can put them into configuration file. So for inventory location you put a option under defaults, like inventory equals to /inventory, like what is the location. Then similarly for connection settings you put these options like remote user. What remote user? Suppose if you have same user in remote host also, then no need to do. Else if you have defined user, you define that as a remote user, as a whatever user. So in my case suppose it is a student, so I'll put, and I didn't have suppose passwordless login authentication, so I have to put ask pass equals to true, so that it asks me in manage host student users login credential to log in. Now for privilege escalation section you have to put like become equals to true. If you put this, that means you are telling it has to do a privilege escalation to root or whatever. Then become method, if it is a Linux server you use it sudo, so it will use sudo to gain the admin access. And become user, so in which user it should do sudo. So suppose you want to do LV create, then you do root, so that you define become user is root. And become ask pass equals to false or true means whether it should ask you, suppose student can switch to root or use sudo without password, so in that case you put false, so it will not ask you for password. But if student has to use its own password or root user's password to do sudo, in that case you have to put like become ask pass equals to true, so that it will ask you for password when to use sudo. So one more thing you need to remember, you can use two characters like hash and semicolon to define some comments in your configuration file. Now if you are using hash, that means entire line is a comment, and if you are putting semicolon, whatever you are putting right side of semicolon, that will be defined as a comment. So you can see in this example configuration file, so first line you can see hash is starting with hash, so this is a default section, so this is like a full comment. And then you are giving the option like default section, under that you are putting inventory, what is the inventory file, remote user, what will be remote user, ask pass whether true or false. Then in privilege section, escalation section like become equals true, method, so like that you are giving. And you can see I have given some comments also after semicolon, like in inventory section I put semicolon, then I am giving a description like it defines the inventory file. So like this you can create your own custom configuration file for your Ansible to run, and you can save it in your current directory or whatever as per your convenience. you can do that and use that for your Ansible. So hope you have liked this session, and please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also share the video with your friends and family and colleagues so that they can also watch these videos and learn from them. And we will see you in our next video. Bye. Have a good day.